So here goes my second attempt to make your world a better place in 2019 by being proactive about sharing my favorites. In this case, one of my favorite storage ideas, and that is just simply glass jars. I know this is probably yours too. I know this isn't new, but I only a few years ago discovered how much better I like glass than plastic, and so it may be that you haven't discovered that yet either. Instead of a drawer like this, which I still have, I have to confess, you can trade it in for a drawer of this, which is glass. Glass, of course, is a lot better than plastic for the environment. It also is a better preserver of food items. If they're properly closed, glass containers are much better at preserving food, and they're versatile. You can freeze in them. You can use them for liquid or dry ingredients, and liquid ingredients you can actually put in the freezer if you do it right. You don't fill the jar all the way to the top, and you don't tighten down a lid on top until it freezes. You set it in the freezer just like that, or I like to lightly put the tin lid on top without screwing on the top, because when it freezes, of course, it will expand, and it needs room to expand. Then once it's frozen, you can screw on the other part of the lid and keep it in the freezer. It will keep almost indefinitely. So I like glass containers. Here I have a variety of sizes. I love these little guys here. I get them at my local dollar store. They come in 4 for, I don't know, I don't remember how much they cost, but they're not very expensive. That's another good thing about glass. Canning jars are relatively inexpensive. And these little ones are just the right size for me to put in once I cook up a batch of steel cut oats. And I can put them in these little jars and freeze them and just take them out one at a time as I need them for my breakfast. And they come, of course, in different sizes. And I've noticed here I have my walnuts and my pecans and my almonds all in glass containers, but the walnuts are in a small-mouthed jar, and I'm going to, when I'm through with this video, I'm going to switch them. I'm going to put the beans in the small-mouth jar and put the walnuts in the big one so that they'll all match, because I'm anal and I care about things like that. Another thing, 2 more things that are really good about this way of storage is that these lids are not cheap. I bought them. They screw on to canning size jars, both the small mouth and the large mouth. I found them at our local hardware store, which is Home Hardware in Canada. It has everything that you could imagine, and a lot of things that you can't imagine that are useful around the house. So I bought a set of these, and I like them better than these, because they're so much easier. They're only one piece that you have to deal with, and they also are more decorative on the counter. I use these on the counter. So those white plastic tops that screw on are an addition to this wonderful storage idea that if you want to spend a little bit more money, you can do. And then here's the best thing. One of my most favorite items in my kitchen is this wide mouth funnel, because there's nothing more frustrating than trying to, let's see if I can fix this so you can watch this. There's nothing more frustrating than trying to put something into one of these wide mouth jars and having it spill out all around. So this is one of the most important items in my kitchen. It fits inside wide mouth jars. It also fits in narrow or small mouth jars, and it even fits over these little jars. So if it's not too messy what you're putting in, then it works to fill them too, and it saves you an awful lot of grief when it comes to cleanup. So this is, and I also use, of course, funnels. Funnels are a really important kitchen tool of different sizes. So this is my next idea for 2019 for something that you might want to try if you haven't already figured it out. And yes, there's the steel cut oats that I sprinkled on the carpet so that I could show you how my carpet cleaner works. And I hope that you can enjoy this little idea and that it will make your life better in 2019. Happy New Year.